exactly what he's asking for.
Themselves.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's just so
It
crazy
is
to
the
me.
most insane thing ever.
So
Uh,
happy Monday, everyone. We have a guest today at 1:45. So I'm gonna kick it off with Jeff, going over the icon requirements. This was a question that came up a couple times on our morning mastermind. So Jeff, take it away.
what is it I'm going over? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Icon requirements.
Oh, man, I should have been ready for this. Maybe that's why Bob's here. No. Um, let's see. Let me find that here. Well, first of all, do we have any icons on this call?
Yes.
Oh, but Paul, is Paul, are you an icon?
Yeah. Or
No,
close.
close. I know you're close. I
Yeah.
know you're in my top 10.
Yeah, you're close, sir.
Okay. All right.
I think we
So,
should probably look at how you can tell where you are, Jeff, with capping and
mhm.
whatnot, and then the requirement.
Okay. That's a good idea. Let's see here. So, who here knows what my EXP is? Has been to my EXP other than Bob and Kelly.
I go to my cell phone. There's an app.
So,
Yep.
so let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me find, let's see. So, agent documents.
The other thing,
Where
as you
is,
go into it, there's some updates in there. Some of them may help you, or at least maybe not right now, but they will down the road, being able to track your group and find out who your icons are and things like that.
right, exactly. Can everybody see my page right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here is your capping year. This is important because everybody wants to cap, right? Because what who can tell me what happens when you cap?
You get 100% commission. You just
Yeah,
do 50 the transaction.
100%. Right. So this it's every anniversary year, it resets, okay? So I'm not sure when I capped, but I typically cap in my first month. This shows how many units you've sold during your capping year. This is not annual, this is during your capping year. So I started June 28th, my birthday of 17, I think it was. But so every June 28th, my birthday, it resets. So my GCI, my gross commission income was 394,000 between June and now. Okay, so and then my volume that I've sold is 21.8 million. Again, that's not year to date. Obviously, that would be really nice, but that's my capping year. Okay. So, FLQ, well, I'm not going to get into that. Let's see, where do I want to go here? Oh, this is important, right? Mr. Mr. Bob Mangold. This is really Bob because this is his wife, Michelle. So, so I am on Bob's fifth level down, right? My direct sponsor, most people know that it's Larry White. Then after Larry, it's Jerry. Then it's Joseph Limo, James Cottrell, Bob and Michelle Mangold. Um, and then, oh, Pat Hayes. God, I haven't heard that name in a while. I haven't heard from him. I hope he's okay. Haven't- And then Tracy Gagnon now. Used to be a different name. It was Lewis, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. So anyway, so that is your upline. You should know who your upline is because every one of these folks here, when I'm capping, right, this first 16,000, they're getting paid on every one of my transactions. All seven of these guys, right? And Paul, we just had a one-on-one, so and we kind of talked about this, and I hope this is helping you understand a little more about how it works. But you should be able to pick up the phone and call any one of these. Like I know I can call Bob Angle if I need something. He's going to be right there to help me because he's financially incented to help me, right? And even after you cap, right? Like, so there's people like Paul, like you. You're a capper. You're always capping. Um, I can't get any more money from you, but I can still continue to meet up with you one on one because you're in my top 10 and help you increase your sales. Because my goal is to get you to where you want to be and then some, like Bob and I talked about. Like I want everybody on this call to be more successful than they even do. Probably want it worse. All right, so there's that. And
The
then
other thing, if I could throw my 2 cents in, Jeff,
sure,
the
please
more
do.
volume you guys do, the more attractive you become in that recruiting process, right? So they call it agent attraction for a reason. So, like, I've got a guy who just started in 3 months, he's already doubled his production from what he's done when he joined me from Keller Williams. Do you think that that makes it more attractive when he goes into those KW, into his old KW office and go, hey, this is what's happened to me in the last 90 days?
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the icon. Oh, by the way, the way to get here, guys, is obviously like you can get to everything from Okta, right? But if you could also just type in myexp.com and get in here. And that's where you'll find this dashboard. Okay. So now I'm in the icon program. And the way to qualify is first you have to cap, right? So you've got to cap, and then once you're capped, you have cap transaction fees. Okay, your cap transaction fees. God, I haven't gone over this in so long. A little rusty. Um, they're 250 per transaction, but once this gets to $5,000, now you're an icon. Okay, you're an icon, but what has to happen is you have to. No, there's two ways to get to icon. You can cap plus. Let me see. Plus, yeah, plus 5,000 in transaction fees after you cap. They call them cap fees. Or there are a lot of people that do a lot of high end. They're not going to be able to close 20 transactions in their anniversary year, right? So as long as you're making 500,000 or more, you don't have to worry about the cap transaction fees, right? So as you can see, I'm almost there anyway, so I'm going to qualify both ways. Um, let's see. Oh, cultural. To get paid. Oh, who can tell me when you meet your icon requirement, what does that mean? Other than getting one of these guys right here, right? Which is what most companies give you. But EXP goes way above and beyond that than every company out there. What is it that you get when you icon at EXP?
You get your 16,000 toward the stock, right?
You get your $16,000 that you paid EXP on every transaction at the beginning of your anniversary year. You get that 16,000 back in the form of
Stop.
Of
stock. Right, right. So so that's really cool. Right now, in order to do that, you have to do some things for EXP. One of them is you have to meet a cult. Well, first of all, EXPCon, when you go to EXPCon, they will give you $4,000 in stock. Right? Is it four or two, Bob? I think it's four. Four. Yeah,
244.
yeah, four. Yeah, 4,000 in stock. Right? And then when you attend a regional event, it used to be the shareholders, but we don't have that anymore. So a regional event will get you the other 4,000, right? So there's eight of the 16. Okay. Um, Four of it they just give you right away for doing nothing, right? And then the last four, how you earn that is you do like Kelly and I are certified mentor, right? We mentor agents that any agent that hasn't closed three transactions in the past 12 months is required by eXp Realty, which is a great thing as a shareholder, required by eXp to have a mentor for the first three transactions. Okay. Um, so Kelly and I have chosen that one because that's easiest because we're already doing that anyway, right? Like this call. We like doing this, so why not just do that? The other thing you can do is you can go into the world and do like Phil Hahn. He does expired cold calling meetings, right? He trains the agents every Tuesday or Thursday at 9 a.m. And that's how he does his cultural. So they want you to give back to the company in some way. And the reason really they want you to go to EXPCon is they want to, if you're an icon, they want to parade you around, right? They want all these other agents to see, oh, wow, look at that guy. He's an icon, right? So that's really a lot of the reason because they want to make sure you get there. And that 4,000, by the way, pays your airfare, pays your hotel, pays all these expenses. So it really isn't costing you to go there. And that's why they want to incentivize you. Any questions?
So Jeff,
Or
I have a
comments?
question, Mike Petrone. So let me make sure I understand this. Do you have to be icon before you go to the EXP con? Like you guys are going to Paris, and I was debating on doing that as well. So do you have to be icon before that happens, or they give you the 4,000 in stock for just going to EXP?
The 4,000, the first 4,000 they give you, and then once you go to EXPCon, in while you're an icon, you have to be. It's while you're an icon, so they want you to go while you're an icon. So once you hit icon, that next EXPCon, you go to that, they release 4,000 more of your stock.
So you're saying if I just go to the one in Paris, I'm going to get 4 grand in stock.
Well, if you achieve icon,
Okay, you
and
got
that,
to you got to be icon status. Okay,
yes,
that's
you got to be
I
an
wanted to
icon.
make sure that that was right because
But
I
Yeah.
wanted to clarify that.
but you can achieve icon after EXP Con. It needs to be within your year. So you can,
Anniversary.
so it'll count. So like, let's say your anniversary is in July, well, no, August, right? And you icon right after EXP Con, it will still, EXP Con still counts because you've attended.
Okay, so how does because I know I looked at that I was just looking at that over the weekend actually, and there's 2 ways to do it. Like you said, you do the 16,000, or you do 30 to 32 sales, which is at 250 each. It equals at $5,000 or something like that.
Right.
So, um, when does the clock start ticking on the 32 or 30? Because obviously I don't do the high value properties that you guys do like out in California, but I can do the transaction thing. So when does the clock tick? It starts on January 1.
So my anniversary date. When's your anniversary date? Let's just use you.
I don't know. Let's say it's October 1st of 2025 or something.
October. So every October it resets. So if in October you cap, meaning you sell about, let's say, $3 million or so in sales, right? So now you're capped. Now, and let's say you do it in the first month. So now it's September. So you have between September and August to do those 20 transactions, right? Which will satisfy the cap transaction fees.
Okay, it's two. I think it's 250 times 30. I think is what it is. You have to do
No, it's 250 times 20
Oh, it is.
because
That's
that's
it.
5,000, right? Unless my math is bad. I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
sure.
right. That's 20. It's only 20. Okay, so you're right.
You want to hear something to make you a little sick? I've been an icon every year at EXP, but eight years here in June, this coming June. My first year, I came $138 away from iconing.
Oh,
Because at the time, I remember Larry White told me, "Hey, it's 20 transactions." So in my head, 20 transactions, no problem. Well, guess what? When you get a referral or you double inside, I'm not sure what it was, but there's something where they didn't charge you an entire 250 for the transaction fee. So I was short like 140,000 or $140. I did not icon that year.
that's
I lost the
horrible.
16,000. Our stock had gone up right after that. Like I lost about $140,000, right? Because that 16 turned into 140 in stock. So, make sure you pay very close attention to this stuff, guys. Okay. Capping's important, but what you really need to pay attention to are the dates with Icon and what's required, because you don't want to do all that work and all that volume, then all of a sudden you missed it by, a hair. It's not a good feeling.
That happened
I know.
on your referral fee, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the referral fee.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how that. Trust me, I remember that one.
So I want to welcome Samantha and Kathleen from Chase. They are our guests today. Jeff and I had the pleasure of meeting with both of them, having coffee, and they just have some really great programs coming to Chase. I'm super excited about. So welcome both of you.
Yeah, welcome, guys, ladies. Excuse me. Welcome, ladies. It's really great to see you. And Bob, you probably want to stay for this because Chase has some really cool stuff that I learned about when we met with Samantha and Kathleen a couple weeks ago. So anyway,
I'm here
go
for
right
the
ahead, lady.
duration.
Awesome. Well, hi everybody. My name is Samantha Big. Thank you, Jeff and Kelly. We met with them, gosh, maybe right before Christmas time, right before the holidays, and really wanted to just connect to see how we could partner up together, just to show them what Chase can offer you guys as realtors, and obviously how realtors can partner with Chase. So again, my name is Samantha Big. I am an area manager here in Los Angeles and Orange County. I have Kathleen with me, who's one of my senior home loan advisors, basically loan officer, one of my most tenured ones. She actually just celebrated 20 years at Chase not too long ago, which is a huge accomplishment in itself. So I wanted to just take a few minutes here to introduce myself, and then I'll turn it over to Kathleen to highlight a few things. But I've been with Chase 15 years myself, actually just this past Saturday. So been here a long time, originated here as well for about 10 years. I run a team of 22 loan officers, and all my loan officers can originate in all 50 states. But today, Kathleen is going to share just a few things with you guys that hopefully will help you and your clients obviously achieve the goal of home ownership, and some of the things that Chase is doing. As you guys know, we are the biggest bank in the country. We bank about half of the United States. So for every 2 clients that you get, there's a 50% chance that they already have a relationship with Chase. We have over 80 million customers. The brand speaks for itself. So with that, I will turn it over to Kathleen to just share a couple of things that hopefully will help you guys and your business. Kathleen?
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathleen, and thank you for having us on the call today. I just want to go over a few programs we have here at Chase. The first one is the Home Buyer Advantage, which means we issue conditional loan approval so that credit has been pulled, income and assets verified, and conditions clear before they shop for a home. So once contracts begin, all we need is title and appraisal. So that means the buyers submit offers that are cleaner, stronger, more competitive than traditional pre-approvals. So with that, the buyer competes like a cash buyer, right? We're going to have faster, more certain closing, no last minute underwriting surprises, and no scramble for dogs mid escrow, right? So which will be fewer delays, fewer fallouts, right? So our second one is the purchase closing guarantee, which we put 5,000 on the line. If we don't close on time, Chase will pay the client 5,000. We are one of the only banks in the country that backs up performance with real money. So we don't like to pay. That means we make sure all deals close. Okay. The third one is called a Chase grant, which we give the customer 5,000, up to 5,000. So this is not a loan. It's a true grant. They don't need to pay us back, and it can be used for down payment, closing costs, or buy down the rate. So the only requirement is it must be owner occupied. Okay, and this is based on the property sensor track. So if you have a listing or if you're in contract, just email me or give me the address and I will check it for you. It takes less than a minute, and I'm available pretty much anytime. I work the same hours as you, evenings, weekends. So if you ever need anything, Kelly and Jeff will have my number. I can be more than happy to give you my cell phone. Sam, is anything else I'm missing from that?
Well, I'll turn it to the group. So we talked about 3 things. One is you guys all know what a pre-approval is. We'd like to take it to the next level and get it fully underwritten. There's no cost to your customers. This really works out all the kinks. That way there's no surprises, no headaches when you guys are in escrow. Here, especially in LA and Orange County, we do a lot of 2-week escrows, and you can't do that with a loan unless you're fully approved up front, as you guys know. But not to say we don't do that countrywide, right? Like I mentioned, Kathleen is licensed in all 50 states, and we can do loans, everything from FHA, VA, first time home buyer, all the way to super jumbo. So my department goes up to $10 million in loan amount, and everything in between. The second thing she talked about was the purchase closing guarantee, which banks don't like to use the word guarantee. So this is how confident we are in our closing abilities. If you guys remember, not too long ago, banks couldn't perform. Maybe some of you guys have still heard that, but we wouldn't say guarantee and wouldn't have a national marketing to back that up if we didn't really believe in our ability to close escrows. And I'm talking as little as 21 days, if not less. Couple that with getting it fully underwritten, you can imagine why it's pretty easy for us to get this done. And then really the last thing Kathleen spoke about is if you guys have a listing or if you're taking any of your clients out to, go look at homes, just send us over the address. Often there is a grant available to that property. It's not the customer, it's the property. It's based on the census tract, and it could be an easy $5,000 free for them that they can use towards their down payment, closing cost, or to buy down the rate. It's really their choice how to use those funds. It's not a loan, it's completely free. The property just has to qualify. And again, it needs to be a first time home buyer. I'm sorry, it needs to be owner occupied. So that's really just the recap of what we wanted to go over with you. We didn't want to inundate you guys with, a million products and all the guidelines and all that fun, boring stuff. But I'll open it up to you guys to see if you have any questions for myself or for Kathleen that I can answer, or anything that you guys are seeing out there that I might be able to speak on.
I just put Kathleen's information in the chat as well, and it'll go out to everyone in the meeting notes. Sasha, you had a question?
Yes, I do. I'm just curious. I know every bank works differently, but I know another bank that offering 20,000, just like yours, but instead 20 instead of 5. Would that something Chase would consider? I know.
So I know what bank you're talking about. It's City National, and it's completely different. So City National has income limitations on it and a lot of fine print. So while 20,000 sounds fantastic, as with any program, there is fine print to qualify for it. Ours is 5. It is less, but the only thing that we require is it's owner occupied. I will tell you that there are a lot of different programs out there that the number may seem a lot higher, but it is a lot harder to qualify. So like anything else, it's marketing.
Well, I do have 2 transactions closed with them. Like you said, first time buyers, no owner occupied, actually owner occupied. Income wise, 300,000 max for a couple, but 308,000 to be exact. And let's see what else. Yeah, that's toward closing costs or buying down rate.
Yeah, so obviously I work for JP Morgan Chase. I can't speak as an expert on another company's product. It is a great product. All I can say is ours is it's less, but there's less requirements.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
What other questions do we have for these ladies?
It's a great program, so
Yeah,
definitely.
it really is. I mean, it's like a no questions asked, right? Zip code, you're owner occupied, done.
Yeah, so if you guys are taking anybody out during the week or the weekend, you can email Kathleen and she can just run that through our system rather quickly and get right back to you. If it is eligible, fantastic. You know that upfront, whether it's your own listing or you're going to put in an offer for your client, that's funds that you can use again towards whatever choice they want.
Awesome.
I have a question about that.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
go ahead. Who's that? Go ahead.
Frida.
I have a question. This is Frida. You say it stays with the house. So if I'm the seller, if I'm representing the seller of the house, can I advertise it since you said it stays with the house and not the purchaser?
I was just gonna ask that.
Yes. So, for example, if 123 Main Street qualifies, you can put that on the MLS under special remarks that it's grant eligible. Kathleen, if you guys are local, we can give you a sign, like a sign writer that you can put on top of the sign outside on the yard. If it's a condo, we have the window clings. So yes, 100%. Like it's definitely advertising.
That's awesome.
So I'm sorry, one more question. If I'm in Florida, do I need to get with a local representative or should I contact you? Because I have a listing that in a week that I'll be putting out.
No, Kathleen.
I do loans, yeah.
Yeah.
I do loans in all 50 states, so I'll be more than happy to help you.
Okay, thank you. And
she
is your
works-
information
she
in the
works-
chat?
She works
I'm sorry.
weekends, Frida. She's amazing. Not many lenders work weekends, so it's definitely refreshing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I put her
All righty.
information's in the chat, and it'll also be in the meeting notes.
So I also want
Thank
to
you,
add.
Kelly. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
We'd love
also-
to email, maybe Kelly and Jeff, Kathleen put together a couple of the flyers. We don't expect you guys to memorize all the things that we're sharing. If we could send you, a couple flyers, you can maybe send it to the distribution for the attendees on this call.
Yeah, absolutely. Email it to me and I'll include it in the meeting notes for sure.
Okay.
Cecilia, you had a question?
Yes, actually had gone through a closing with Chase. I was on the listing side. Um, I wanted to know more about your guaranteed program because I think the Chase lender that the buyer was using, was not the best, I gotta say. And I was telling her to fight for that guarantee 5,000 and she didn't get it. Apparently, I guess the lender was very, how can I put it, protecting himself and not trying to, assist the buyer per se. So a lot of the wrongdoing was on his end, and we didn't close on time. We closed like 10 days later from the 21-day guarantee. And so, I was telling the agent to fight, for that 5,000 and she didn't receive it.
So the guarantee has, like any program, has obviously rules and it has to meet the parameters.
Right.
If the fault is on Chase, right? Like, for example, if the seller's dragging their feet or we can't get title, like if it's a third party issue, we're not going to pay for that. That's outside of our control. Our loan officers don't get paid if they don't close the loan. So it's 100% in their best interest, just like you guys don't get paid unless the property sells, right? So it is 100% in our best interest to obviously make sure that we are customer service first and foremost, and that we actually do close the loan. If I can't speak on that one without digging into it, but we definitely have paid out the guarantee before. We hardly do because obviously we don't want to pay. If we can control it, we're going to put all hands on deck to make sure that we close the transaction on time, especially if it's something on our end. Granted, stuff happens all the time that's not within our scope, but for the guarantee, if you want, I can have somebody look into that, but the payment is made to the buyer, not the seller.
Correct. Yes. I just, trying to advocate for the buyer as well, because, I saw a lot of wrongdoing. I thought, no way, she really needs to fight for it. But anyways, I just wanted to know if there was some kind of list that, what the guarantee looks like, if it's.
So Kathleen will send out the flyer and the fine print will be on there. Also, you can Google Chase purchase closing guarantee. It's public information, the fine print to qualify for the program.
Okay.
So,
And I have the flyer. Once she sends it out, like I said, I'll include it in the notes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Samantha, can you talk a little bit about Home Story and how that works?
Sure. We at Chase partner up with Home Story. It is we call it our Chase Agent Express program, but I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. If not, there's many programs like it out there. But basically, Chase partners up with Home Story. As you can imagine, we bank half the United States. We have lots of people who walk in wanting a pre-approval and they don't have an agent, or maybe they're not completely sold on their agent. So Kathleen and any of our loan officers, when they do their pre-approval, it takes a great lender and a great realtor like yourself to make a transaction actually come to fruition. If they don't have one, or like I said, we can kind of tell, like I'm still shopping my agent, or I have a friend I'm going to talk to, what have you. We offer them Chase Agent Express. Chase Agent Express, you have to qualify. You have to do a minimum of, I want to say, is it 12, Kathleen?
Yeah, 12 transactions, and you have to be seasoned for at least 2 years.
Yeah, 12 transactions in the last 12 months. So obviously we are looking for agents who this is their full-time gig. They have good customer satisfaction scores to qualify. And if you do qualify, then you are put on a rotation to get leads from JP Morgan Chase nationwide. So for example, if we get a customer who is looking in
Florida,
in a city in Florida, in Naples, for example, then, Kathleen will put in that zip code. And then if customer agrees to enroll in Chase Agent Express, they will get a list of agents in that area that qualify. And then it's up to them to obviously interview the agent and see if it's a good fit. If they do move forward with a Chase Agent Express realtor and the transactions close, they can get up to $5,000. This is separate. This is not the closing guarantee. This is if you are an agent and they use it. The amount that they get will depend on the purchase price. So up to 500,000, I think. I don't know the different tiers off the top of my head, but it's 1,000, 2,500, and $5,000 by using one of our agents that are enrolled in this program. And again, for you guys, what that means is it's obviously free leads. You have to pay Home Story a portion of your commission, but I think it's 25%, but it's a free lead. And then what you do with that closed transaction, that's obviously yours to keep and your farm. And obviously their friends and family is 100% yours if you cultivate that relationship.
Perfect.
Thank you. And Cecilia, I think haven't I know you've gotten some of those Chase Express leads. Have you
Yes.
closed one?
No. Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
No. But I believe the other route, if I remember correctly, that the other route is to work with your local Chase lender and try and see if you could get leads from them direct or vice versa, where we're providing them leads. And then, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that has changed. I know before it was, if you bring in a certain amount of leads to your local lender, then it could be added to your count for closing, right? Is that?
I'm sorry, I'm not. I mean, this Chase Agent Express is an actual formal program. If you
Yes.
have a local Chase loan officer that you work with and you guys, obviously pass deals back and forth, that's totally fine too. This program is a national program that you would have to qualify to get leads from, because you wouldn't only get leads from the person that you potentially would get leads from other loan officers as well if you were part of that program.
So guys and gals, like REO, we do a lot of REO, a lot of us on this call, ladies. So like REO, it's reciprocal, right? So you send them buyers for properties, even properties other than the REO properties you're getting from them. It's reciprocal. You send them properties and they send you some. But this is a formal national thing, and this is why, I want you to introduce you to Kathleen, because Kathleen can do loans for any of you on this call. I don't think there's anybody in the States that she's not, but and what we want to do is leverage that, right? The more we can send Kathleen that can be accounted for, the more we can, get um, the opportunity for the Chase Agent Express in whatever market you're in, right? So it'll help Chase manage, okay, what's coming in from, Russell Realty Group organization, right? And whether I get a lead or not, I don't really care. I want to just kind of put it all in one place so that we can manage it appropriately, and you guys can all win from this.
Yeah, I think we went through the EXP revenues, I believe it was, right? The
I don't,
Express.
yeah, I don't think they work. Do you know if you work with Revenos, EXP Corporate, Samantha?
I not at my level, not at
Yeah,
a.
that's right. Yeah,
Oh, you know
that
what?
would
I
be.
just remembered I attended a Chase, I guess, seminar back years ago, and that's how I got in
Yeah, that
the
was the one.
Chase
That was the one at.
Express.
That
Yeah,
was the one at the Ducks
right.
stadium.
In
Yeah,
Anaheim. Yeah,
there
so
you
we used to
go.
do these
Yeah.
when the program was newer. We would do these very large realtor connection events. We had it at the Honda Center in Anaheim. We've done it at SoFi Stadium. We definitely have a good amount of realtors in the program now, and they definitely make sure that the realtor continues to adhere to the minimum closings so that they can still be part of the program. I have some realtors that love the program. They get leads all the time. It's a speed to lead thing, like anything else. So people just want, like us, we're in sales. We want leads too, but it's a speed to lead thing. So if you get a lead, you have like maybe 5 minutes to react, or it's going to go to the next person.
Yeah, 5 minutes is way too long, by
Yeah.
the way.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Well,
Any other questions?
Mm.
Sasha. Sorry.
Yes, I just want to clarify when she said 12 deals, right? 12 transaction minimum to qualify. Now, transaction to bring to Chase or transaction, real
No,
estate
no.
transaction.
Transactions that you've done, that
Oh,
you're
okay.
seasoned,
You
you've
would
got the
have to
experience.
have closed a minimum of 12 transactions in the last rolling 12 months to qualify to be in this program, to receive leads.
Yeah. And a question to that, does it matter if you're listing or buyer
It
on those?
doesn't
It
matter.
has to be
Yeah.
under your DRE though.
Correct.
Yes, understood.
Can't
Okay.
be like, I know there's teams out there, so it can get a little bit muddy, but yeah.
Yeah, understood. Thank you. All right, Cisco.
So I was just curious, is there a link to apply for that? Do we get in contact with Kathleen? How does that work?
Yeah, so you want to, it's called Chase Asian Express. You can definitely email Kathleen. They do the vetting of your closings. If for whatever reason it comes up short or it's not accurate and they say you don't qualify, then obviously you'd have to provide her that. We are looking for folks that are going to be, it's a partnership, right? It goes both ways. But yeah, you can definitely email Kathleen.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam and Kathleen. We really appreciate both of you joining today. We will give your afternoon back to you.
Okay,
Yeah. Thanks
awesome.
so much,
She'll get
ladies.
you
We
over the
appreciate you.
information. Thank
Thank
you.
Yeah.
you.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
everybody.
Year.
I'll
Let us
send
know
out
if you need.
the flyers to you. Okay, Kelly?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye-bye.
Kelly,
Great
send
week.
her all of our zip codes so we can make sure we partner with them on any one of them that qualify.
Yeah. Yep. You need to finish. Yeah. We'll talk offline on that.
I know. Okay. Thanks,
All
ladies.
right.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye-bye.
All right. I hope that was helpful. Man, you guys really beat
Yes.
them up,
I
poor
know.
lady. I was like, oh my gosh. So by the way, the reason I invited them is really mostly because of Home Story, right? I'm trying to get you guys leads from Chase. So, I want you to join that Chase Agent Express and again, putting all the stuff through Kathleen is going to be powerful because then I can lean on Samantha to give, whoever it is, if it's Cisco from Frisco, that's getting most of them, then let's give him some love or Cecilia or whoever it is. But it's much easier to gain and earn that leverage if we're all just going through Kathleen.
Absolutely.
And her information's on my website too. Like anytime I always ask people, where do you bank? Chase. Okay, great. Here, talk to this person, right? Because you don't want them going to your lender because you want to be able to get credit for that, right? You want to be able to, quantify that, and so we can leverage that and get buyer leads. And pre-approved buyers from Chase, not a bad deal. All right, Kelly, my phone is killing me. You got
Well,
some.
we need to go. No, we need to go back to the icons. So,
Oh yeah.
Cisco was asking, do BPOs count towards,
Oh, that's a good question. That are we recording? I probably shouldn't comment on this.
no, no,
Actually,
no,
I don't know
Jeff,
the
Jeff,
answer either,
Jeff,
Jeff.
Jeff,
No,
just
I know.
anyways,
Relax.
BPOs I are kind of like referral fees, so I would think so, right, Bob and Jeff?
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
they will because it's income that you
Yeah.
get. They're taking your 20% out of. So yeah, it absolutely counts. So just like a referral or a lease, right? I mean, they're. I'm actually kind of shocked. I will say this that the EXP wants you to run them through sh Sky Slope and take a hit on the because by the time you take off 20% for them and you pay Uncle Sam, it's probably costing you to do the BPO. So I'd almost rather, for those of us that are doing REO and BPOs,
Yeah.
I would offer to do them for free because guess what? When they get an REO in your area, who are they going to give it to? The guy or gal that's been doing them for free? Or, US Res here in Lake Forest. They have two ways that they'll work with you on their BPOs. One, you can get paid for them, but when that asset comes up as an REO, you may or may not get it. Or you can do it for free, and when that asset comes up, you're definitely getting it. So it's kind of like that. Any questions further on that? No? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to, I mean, we were pretty much done. Were there Cisco, you had a question. Does anybody have any questions about the icon? No? Okay. And then while we're on icon, I will just mention that when you close your first transaction every anniversary year, you get stock. When you close, when you cap, you get stock. And what's the last one? Who can guess? Why would EXP want to give you stock? Hang on, my gardener's getting crazy out here with the whacker. Rev share. I'm sorry, attraction, agent attraction. Right? So, Bob, not to put you on the spot, but since you're here, I'm going to ask you. So, like, you've sold how many properties in the last, I don't know, 12 months?
Is a group?
No, just you personally.
None. Well, Michelle
Right.
has.
Right, none. So,
Michelle
I mean, my
did,
point is,
well, let's see. Michelle did 11 maybe?
what I'm alluding to is I want everybody here to understand that, like, a lot of people here at EXP don't have any production, but they're making seven figures. So, and you're, a prime example of that. I mean, I'm sure that you're making, close to seven figures and with no production. Like, how cool is that, everybody, right? How would you like to just, come on these calls and help Jeff Russell and help your organization grow, right? Which is great. Bob and I talked about it earlier on this call. We love to do things for people and watch them grow, right? More than they do a lot of times. But how cool is it to be able Bob could retire, right? Um, Actually, Bob, tell this story because Eric Bengal is one of our generals, right?
Uh-huh.
He's got how many people do you have in your group, Eric?
150.
150, right? So yeah. So tell them the story about the roof, if you would, because I think it'll resonate well with a lot of people. I don't think
Okay.
Eric's heard this.
All right. So it'll be, well, it'll actually be 8 years this coming October. So just past 7 years ago.
Wow, that long ago.
It was that long ago, yeah. And so we had been at EXP, that was 18, so 2 years. And we had a rainstorm in Phoenix, which doesn't happen very often. I had a roof leak. The water was coming down, or the rain was coming down through our kitchen, or I'm sorry, through our dining room fixture. And I didn't want my daughter coming home and turning on the light switch and having it short out and go into the insulation of the roof, into the attic, right? So it's raining out. I grabbed my ladder. I had some cement blocks and a tarp. And Michelle and I were supposed to be going somewhere. Don't remember. Doesn't matter anymore. Didn't go there. Grab my ladder, my cement blocks, and my tarp. Start going up the ladder. Get to the top of the roof. And because I'm literally carrying cement blocks at my side and a tarp tucked in my arm, I had to push off the ladder to get onto the roof. So at the time, I was about 26 feet in the air. And unfortunately, I forgot the most important part of that, which was somebody to hold the ladder. So when I pushed off on it, the ladder came out. I came down, landed on my head. Don't remember how long I was out, but I was out for a while and broke many, many things. I'll just leave it at that. Pretty much, if you can name it, I probably broke it. The worst was I broke the bone that holds my leg into my hip. So I was in the hospital between the hospital and a physical therapy unit for about 3 weeks. On Wednesday of the first week, I was still in a trauma unit. Don't know why this resonates with me so much, but I heard this woman walking down the hallway and her heels were clicking. Have no idea why that resonated, why it made me think of the things that I did. But I was laying in bed and I'm going, today is Wednesday. I've had major surgery. And I haven't thought once about money. I had a daughter in college. I have bills like everybody else. And I'm going, I don't know. I never even thought about money. Not how much is this going to cost me? Not anything. Because of my revenue share. And it hit me. It's like what people are really looking for out of revenue share. I don't think they understand the concept of what it is. But it truly is financial freedom. When you have financial freedom, you have time freedom, which really means even though, yes, I could retire, yes, I don't need to work, I get to do whatever I want, when I want, with whoever I want. I got the text from Jeff today, decided, hey, I'm going to jump on here. I've been on one of these in a while with you guys. So I figured I would do that. That's what revenue share can do for you, right? Everybody thinks in terms of the money. What we really need to be thinking about is what it does to your lifestyle. Money freedom gives you time freedom. And when you have time freedom, now you have a life. And that's really what it comes down to. And as long as we were on the icon and the stock, how many of you guys have you recruited, have had an agent say, you know what, I don't really care about stock? It's like, yeah, that doesn't matter. Anybody ever have that happen?
Yep.
So what do you say to that?
Are you kidding me?
So just so you know, there's an item. I'm not going to turn you into a stock trader or whatever, and I don't get the kind of stock that Jeff does because he icons, right? But do you know you can actually make money every month on your EXP stock? Like I did it on Jeff's 16,000 this year. Right now, I could show Jeff how to make another couple $1,000s a year from the stock, even if it never goes up in value. And to be honest with you, I do have enough stock. We were around in the very beginning, guys. Used to get a lot of. She used to get like 1,000 shares of stock when an agent joined. So it was good to be in the beginning. So when people go, "Oh, I missed out," you did miss out on the stock, no question. The revenue share, you didn't miss out on anything. It still works the same, but the stock was great. If you do a strategy called selling covered calls using the EXP stock that you already own, you generate revenue every month. And I can tell you that I probably generate more revenue from that than what the average agent makes selling real estate in a year. You want to know how long it takes me? 30 seconds.
Wow.
That's if I'm really slow.
Hmm.
So if I had a bad internet connection. And
Well, we're gonna
so
have to...
when I have that happen, I go, hey, that's really an interesting response, Jeff. Why do you say that you don't care about stock? And then they can come up with whatever cockamamie thing they want to come up with. And it's like, you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like nobody's ever taught you how to take and utilize stock to make monthly cash flow. So, you know, a lot of times those same people go, I don't give a crap about revenue share either. And I would just go, well, I guess what I don't understand is like, what part of receiving a referral fee pisses you off? You know, well, the referral fee is what isn't revenue share simply a referral fee. So for me personally, I never use the word revenue share. It's always referral fees.
Yep. Oh, that's smart.
Hey, Eric, what's your monthly revenue from referral fees? Because nobody ever gets ticked off about referral fees, do they? But revenue share, it's like, that's that recruiting crap.
Yeah.
No, it's a referral fee. Make no mistake about it. And then they go, well, if Jeff, you could make as much money in referral fees every month, and you had a way to take and utilize stock to generate cash flow on top of your real estate sales, would you sleep better at night?
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds to me like nobody's actually shown you how that really works.
Yeah. That's powerful. I'm changing my rev share to referral fees.
Yeah, I haven't used revenue share in years now. It's all referral fees. Hey, how many referral fees did you get last year? I got 4,892 of them.
Damn.
Right? Because that's what it was. We did, as a group, we did 4,892 transactions. And yes, I know some have capped and all that other stuff, but humor me, I can prove the 4,892 in my rev share. So at the end of the day, I got 4,892 referral fees. And so when somebody goes, no, I don't care about that, I go, well, which part of that would suck for you? I mean, all right, you're not going to get 4,892. What if you got 1,000? Like, you'd hate that? And so it is important to understand these things, and you know, especially as it's an icon. I've had some of my own icons go, I don't really care about the stock. I can go buy it on my own. All right, well, I don't know why you would do that, but okay. But then, do you want to know how to leverage that same stock and not worry about whether it goes up or it goes down? And it's not just EXP stock, by the way, but nonetheless. And so it's about having conversations using different language. So if you ever see me do stuff live, I was just in Anaheim about whatever it was 3 weeks ago, something like that. Um, I'll always tell you the words you use matter, right? Whether it's listings, buyers, recruiting, it doesn't matter. The words we use matter. And I don't use recruiting, I use revenue share. Or I'm sorry, I don't use revenue share, I use referral fees. But I never say the word recruiting. Oh, I just network. What I do is I network with agents so that I could get paid referral fees.
I like it.
And then whoever's going to argue that one, right? But if you do what
Nope.
everybody else at EXP and Real and LPT and whoever the heck else, Epic and whatever, it's always about revenue sharing. Let me tell you about my company. Let me tell you about my company.
Yep.
The truth is nobody cares about your company anymore. The real question becomes, hey, why should I come and work with you? And that's why we do these kind of meetings. That's why we show up on them. That's why we do training classes. That's why I travel around and do this stuff. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Mangold. I appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
bring back all those pleasant memories.
Yeah. 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 Sorry about that.
So we have a few minutes left, and I wanted to show everyone. I know I've talked about this, but I wanted to show everyone a couple things in ChatGPT. I live in ChatGPT, but I did this the other day. I'm going to show it to you from start to finish. But I went into chat and I said, hey, create a lunch and learn event for realtors based on this information. And these are the talking points that each speaker gave to me. Okay. So you hit send. I mean, this is just amazing. So it creates everything for you. But not only does it create everything for you, it creates a graphic. So I have, and I'm actually going to pull up the one that I have right here. So, but see, it took, how long did that take? Less than
Seconds.
30, like 30, less than 30 seconds, right? So,
Less than 10.
yeah, so I went here and it created the event, right? All the thing and I tweaked it to whatever I wanted, but they gave it the basics, right? There's no way I could have done this in less than 30 seconds.
Hmm.
Then I went and I said, um, oh, give me some good titles, right? Catchy titles. Gave me titles. Then I said, make a photo for Luma. Well, I don't know who these two guys are. I asked Chat to remove the pictures because that's not Doug or Woo. But I said remove the people from the title, and then the title is this. So change the title, and aspect ratio needs to be 1 to 1. Look at that. So I had the graphic created. I had everything done in less than 5 minutes.
Nice.
So, and then I did the same thing for like my coffee meetup, right
And real
here.
quick before you move on to that, I just want to say, so you guys for events, for agents to agent attraction, you don't have to do all the work. You don't have to do the present. You don't even have to have a superpower. Just have the events and be consistent, right? And if you can't be consistent and have events and invite other people, like Woo is gonna come speak at this one, right? Don't invite people from other real estate companies, by the way. But it's easy to do. Like Kelly just showed you how easy that is. Just get a room, have it at your title company or your lender, or have them pay for the room, and voila, you'll be like Bob Mangold before you know it with a RevShore organization of how many do you have in your org now, Bob?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000 people in his RevShare, right? That is my goal, right? My immediate goal. It's obviously much more than that, but that's awesome. Congrats, man. All right, go ahead, Kelly. Sorry.
So I also did it for like I talked about it last week for those that are just looking to start, something small like a local mastermind with agents. So I'm partnering up with another EXP agent, not in my organization. So it's a co-sponsorship opportunity here in Santa Monica, and we're gonna give this a whirl. And anyways, I had it create the description, focusing on masterminding, right? And then I had it create a graphic. So graphic based on the flyer that I put in here. So just utilize, there's so much you can do in ChatGPT, and you know, setting up a local coffee with agents once a month for an hour, hour and a half, it's not just going to benefit your business, it's going to benefit their business, right? Because you're going to learn from other agents. So it's a really good opportunity for anyone that wants to get into that. And it's super easy to do in chat. So I just wanted to.
How much do you guys use AI?
Wow. I mean, I use Chat GPT pretty much every day
How
for.
about the rest of you guys? How much do you use AI?
I do just as much too as Kelly. We're
Yeah.
about the same.
All day, every day for me.
Yeah.
Always open.
So, I mean,
Mhm.
I have time management GPTs, I have role
Yes.
playing GPTs, um, I have scheduling GPTs, I have coaching GPTs, I have listing GPTs, buyer GPTs, marketing GPTs. Like, I could have a killer would crush any of you guys on this call right now. I don't care how good you are. Listing presentation in 3 minutes and have 10 times the detail and the knowledge that you guys have about a particular listing in GPT. And because
Yes.
I am horrible at graphic design, I simply take the findings, throw it into something called Gamma, and it makes a really pretty PowerPoint for me.
Yep.
And in 3 minutes, I can have the most killer presentation possible.
Look at
So
you,
if
Bob.
you're not using GPT, folks, well, actually, in probably April, we're working on scheduling it now. We're going to actually do it. It'll be in Phoenix, and there will be a cost to it. It's not something that's open. But do you know that you can use artificial intelligence to duplicate you, so that people don't even know it's not you? To be able to you could create all of your social media for a year in under 4 hours, posting 5 times a day, 7 days a week. How many of you guys love doing video, right?
No, love it? No.
Yeah, exactly. But guess what? All that's gone. You don't have to do any of that anymore. So we're going to actually take and make that a live thing where people come in and create it, and it's done there. Because it's the next evolution of what AI is for a real estate agent, is how do I duplicate myself now? So there's a lot of tasks that we can do, but then how do I duplicate things that, like, oh, I got to be on camera? No, you don't. Not anymore. So I actually created something in with AI. Do you know, I know everybody, I don't care what market you're in. I know everybody that's online in your market by zip code that's searching to buy, sell, or finance a property. Then our AI scores it so that we know within 60 to 90 days which one of them are most likely to transact.
I want the invite for this.
So,
That's awesome.
so at the end of the day, if lead generation, right, what's the number one problem for every agent?
Yeah, client acquisition.
Right.
Yeah.
What if you could solve that? Could we hire more agents? And I don't call it recruiting.
Track.
Could we sponsor more? I don't call it sponsor. I hire. Could I hire more agents if I solve that problem for an agent?
Absolutely.
Because that's how you start building bigger groups. You got to start solving problems for people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the
Well,
second
thank
problem,
you.
right? We all hate getting on video and whatever, and I can never get the writing like. Trust me, I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we can solve that too.
Awesome blossom.
Well, thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining. Who has the motivational thought that they want to end today with?
Quick question.
Sasha, you got one, son?
No, I just wanted to ask Bob, when is that event is it Phoenix, he said?
It will be in Phoenix. It'll be sometime in April. For us, we have spring training here, so getting hotel and meeting rooms and stuff is not always easy, like right at that time. So, so we're talking to some of the different hotels and stuff now.
It's always live event. It's not virtual.
It'll probably be 2.5 days.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no. Unfortunately, this takes a little bit of time to do it because when I do stuff like that, this is hands-on. Like you'll walk out, you'll have your stuff done.
The good news is once it's done, it's done.
And that's the good news. Once it's done, maybe every 5 years you better update because somehow I don't know how I got fatter and older looking, but it happened. So
All right, guys, I have the motivational thought. Either you run the day or the day runs you.
Oh, hallelujah. Great seeing everybody. Bob, thank you.
guys.
Bye. Thank
Have a
you.
great day, everyone.
Till later.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.